Hi, this is DEDMan. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID. Or a fake one. Developer and producer logos on Dante's ribbons is a nice way to open the game up. Also, Visceral Games is always a win. You can actually read part of the Divine Comedy in Dante's Inferno. It's highly inconvenient to read it this way, but it's cool that you can. You also can look at a brief about section about Dante Alighieri, the man who originally wrote the Divine Comedy. Probably should have stuck to pen and paper rather than your own skin to tell the story, dude. Also brutal. The way flashbacks are told is by going to Dante's ribbon sewn into his body and using animation to tell out the story. It's definitely interesting and a unique way to portray flashbacks, and it also makes it clear what you're viewing. I think the pitch for this game was God of War, but way edgier and available on the 360. But I can't really fault the format. It's a pretty good system, and the combo-based combat does work extremely well.
Dante, your fate is decided. Everlasting damnation for your sins.
But that's not possible. The bishop assured us.
That, kids, is why you don't blindly trust religion.
Impossible! Back away. No, please don't. No, please.
Hey guys, how can we really show the edginess? Make Dante kill Death and have Death beg for mercy? Brilliant, Jenkins! You've earned yourself a promotion! All kidding aside, it's actually a neat way of showing Dante's sheer will and his love for Beatrice. That's not something you want to come home to. Satan's design outside of the final area is cool, making him a man made of black smoke.
The beast has turned me back. Help me before my pulse and veins tremble.
Having Beatrice's cross gives you the ability to absolve the damned, while having Death's sight lets you condemn them, putting points into the respective categories. It has no bearing on the story, but it's an interesting way to do skill trees.
Have pity on me, whatever you are.
A lady called. I prayed for her to command me.
Beatrice.
I fear my friend has gone astray, she said.
Help him, Virgil, so that he may come to me. I am Beatrice, and when I am finally before my Lord, I will praise you to him.
Virgil is here as your handy-dandy guide through the underworld and talks of philosophy and the nature of humanity with you while you trek through hell. At least you have a companion of sorts while trudging through the 9 circles of misery. I do love the God of War style of brutality and QTE prompts. Getting to control a hell beastie to cause destruction is a win. Wilhelm scream.
All souls that die from every nation collect here as one.
Upside of hell is no racism? There's a few named souls that you come across that you can choose to absolve or punish them. They all have their reasons for sinning, but you have to decide whether it was just or not. That's an interesting lock.
I gave myself to you because I know you will be faithful to our love.
You should have been true to this sweet young thing. Instead, it's me who gets the prize.
That is why you never cheat. You never know when the love of your life will make a deal with the devil.
You there, stand aside from those that are dead.
Perceptive. I also really like how instead of being a boatman for the underworld, Charon is a man boat. Every time you die, you get a quote from the Divine Comedy. That is horrifying.
Who comes into my house of pain?
One who loves Beatrice! Tell me where to find her!
I smell only a traitor, a glutton, murderer.
One thing Visceral is really good at is gross designs. Unholy shit. Brutal.
Beatrice!
It, looks like she got a bit of a wardrobe change since we last saw Beatrice. This area is constantly moaning and jiggle physicsing everywhere. It's definitely creative. She has nipples with tongues that spew babies with scythes.
I would never do anything to cause this.
Oh, but you did cause this. Let me refresh your memory. Look into your beloved's eyes, Dante. Look.
Dante, look.
Beatrice, what have I done?
Do we have an arrangement?
I'm no brute. Guards, release this one. And her brother.
You broke your promise.
Wow. Dante's kind of a dick.
You don't know what it was like.
But she does know what it was like. I showed her. Mistress, let me have him.
As you wish, Anthony.
Oh, that's nice. They ended up in hell together. Nice euphemism. Never thought I'd see Cerberus depicted as a nasty three-headed worm monster that spits acid, yet here we are. Cutting off one of its heads is pretty spectacular, though. Those things are like nothing but mouths. Just no. I'll say again, Visceral is really good at making gross character models.
And what of those lost souls that we killed? Where are they?
They thought their cause was holy too.
Where are they? Why do I not find them damned in the Inferno?
Because this isn't their hell. It's yours.
Oof, that's gotta sting.
Don't waste your tears, girl. Knowing my son, he's long dead by now.
What a creep. I guess Dante comes by it honestly. Brutal comeuppance?
How does it feel when it's your own?
She wasn't my sister. She was my wife.
Wow. Just goes to show one action can cause a huge chain reaction that destroys your life. So the lesson is, don't cheat on your significant other, else the spouse of the person you cheated with will come home, kill your father, and then your lover.
Damn you. What more can you take from me?
Is that a dare?
Are you challenging me?
All the Earth's treasure that is beneath the moon, or ever was, cannot give relief to these weary souls. What a mockery is made of the brief battle for possessions that makes so short a life.
Money doesn't matter. Go green, save the planet. But seriously, find more ways to be sustainable and help the planet. If we don't, well, Earth's pretty much gonna look like this.
Go on! Use me as an excuse! Blame me for everything!
You're so full of greed and hate. Is that all you had to offer me?
I'm not responsible for the man you are!
And I will not be damned like you.
That was actually kind of a nice moment. Dante decided he wasn't going to be full of anger and hate for his father, and also decided he wouldn't be burdened by the sins of the father and do something selfless and absolve him.
We came here to kill these heretics!
We came to reclaim the Holy Land.
Since when are heretics worth a Christian life? Enough!
These flashbacks also serve to show that Dante was mercilessly cruel for being of the Christian faith, where the biggest lesson taught is to love thy neighbor. Dante isn't even shown to be an anti-hero at this point. He's not even the hero of his own story. The only thing that's giving him the slightest glimmer of him not being irredeemable is not wanting Beatrice to pay for his sins.
When you had your way with that girl, you gave me to Lucifer!
She wagered her soul that you would be faithful. Her faith in you was very touching, so I thought, just the girl for me. I owe this all to you, my friend.
Damn, Dante's betrayal of Beatrice just keeps getting more and more tragic.
The faithful has lost her faith. The incorruptible has become corrupted. The true innocent has given way to the sins of man, like all the rest before.
That's actually kind of metal. The devil is, well, he's the devil, staring right at Dante while he's macking on Dante's woman. Yes, even while Dante has done horrible things and may be irredeemable, his devotion to saving Beatrice is admirable.
Her heart just gave out from the fever. She was too fragile.
I despised your father's cruelty, but I was too weak to defy him. And so I took my own life. And you learned his ways.
That has got to be rough to hear after all those years. Thinking your mother died peacefully and went to heaven, only to find out she went to hell for committing suicide.
Francesco, my brother. You did this to me! Wait, listen! You don't deserve to be my sister's slave, let alone her lord. Now pay for what you have done! Francesco, no!
Man, Dante cannot catch a break at all.
Our deeds were done in the name of God. Why has he forsaken us?
In the name of God? Murder is only in the name of the murderer.
I think that's infinitely worse than just killing somebody. By saying it's for a higher power, you're trying to absolve yourself of something terrible, and it totally doesn't work that way.
You condemned my brother to death for your crime! What is your answer for this treachery?
No. I give up on this journey. My place is here in hell. Yours is in paradise. I am truly sorry for what I have done. May you one day forgive me.
Dante admitting defeat and accepting his fate goes to show he has grown as a character. That's why I claimed he was almost irredeemable.
My cross.
Beatrice.
Well, if I had known that, I would have just thrown it at her in the beginning of the game.
You've done well, Dante. And though you may not understand it now, you have saved much more than this innocent soul.
What? What the fuck?
For your role in the ongoing battle is more important than you can possibly imagine.
What? What the fuck?
I don't understand.
Me neither, dude.
You will see her again.
You liar!
You are the best, Dante. Many have tried and many have failed me. Brave Ulysses, the great Alexander, Attila, Lancelot. Only you possessed a soul black enough to free me.
Thank you? So wait, was Satan piloting a Satan mech? That's metal as fuck. Fun anecdote, the first time I played through this, I completely missed the massive schlong on Satan until my second playthrough. My roommate at the time pointed it out, and now I can never unsee it.
Did you really think this was all about the girl?
I mean, kinda?
Come for me, holy warrior!
Hey, phrasing!
Come! Fulfill your destiny!
Join me, and I will complete your training.
This is low-key the most Christian game ever developed because you can kick Satan's ass.
Wait! There's just one last minor detail with which I ought to make you familiar.
So yeah, it turns out parts of the beginning were a bit fabricated, as Dante had died at the start of the game. Hell really likes to pile on. I guess that's why it's hell.
Not yet. I have collected many souls on this pilgrimage. Souls that I have freed from this inferno. And together, they now possess the power to free me. Father, mother, brothers, absolve me!
Friendship is magic? I guess the power of Christ lets you freeze hell over. That's a really cool transition. Aw, that's nice. They found each other again. Dante's cross stitched to him has turned charred, symbolizing that he has been absolved of his sins, and is an awesome way to do visual storytelling. My sequel senses are tingling! Too bad there's no payoff. Dante's Inferno was an interesting game for the time. You don't usually see much nudity in games, and certainly not to this degree. Looking at you, Cleopatra. But beyond the titties and one massive schlong, Dante's Inferno is another prime example of Visceral being, visceral with their models. Some of the sights are truly revolting, like the aforementioned Cleopatra, and the temptresses having a prolapse something coming out of their stomach/groin area, to the demons in Gluttony with a face, ears, and hands made of mouths. Those are the ones that come to mind at the moment for the most unsettling designs, but trust me, there's plenty more. The story is pretty much what you would expect. Dante must go through hell to save Beatrice. It is a nice touch that as he goes through the layers of hell, he essentially gets a mirror held to him, showing he embodies all these sins, and he slowly becomes redeemable until finally in the climax he is absolved of his sins. I touched on it before, but the gameplay is highly reminiscent of God of War. I hadn't played any of them the first time I played Dante's Inferno, but damn, years later it's kinda obvious. With the type of story this game tells, it actually works well. On the surface, the plots can even be mildly similar, with an angry dude ripping and tearing through hordes of enemies. Oh, well, that and Doom, I suppose. With only a few times the platforming was a nuisance to me, and the fixed camera kinda drove me a little nuts sometimes, Dante's Inferno is a very solid game to play, and I'd highly recommend it if you aren't too hard up on the almost excessive gore and nudity. Keyword there is almost. The story is pretty average, maybe slightly above that, with some of the twists and reveals that come along through the campaign. It is a short play, but it's open to replayability as it's practically impossible to max out both trees on your first run through. I am, however, disappointed by the tease of a sequel, more than likely covering the Purgatorio and Paradiso volumes of the Divine Comedy. It was teased at the very end with Dante's burnt cross that was stitched into him, turning into a snake and slithering off, with the devil laughing as it fades to black. Apparently there was no plans for a sequel, but that just makes it confusing with the to be continued tag at the end. Unless we were supposed to read the Divine Comedy for the to be continued, that was a weird situation. I've actually read the Divine Comedy once before, and it's not an easy read, so either way it still makes no sense. At any rate, the TLDR is, the game is fun. If you have $20 to spare, there's worse games you could play. Have fun and try not to die out there.
Sorry about that. Just be a second. That's a clean burning hell, I tell you what.